So I guess we will move on to the next topic, and I will toss it to you, Nova. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there's trouble out here in these streets, man. Steam, Epic, and Green Man Gaming are reportedly canceling and refunding pre-orders of the PC port of Ghost of Tsushima for buyers who live in over 170 countries without PlayStation Network access, reports Eurogamer. I even saw in the chat earlier that some people said that now it's up to like 180 countries that don't have access to PlayStation Network, which I did not know was a thing, to be honest. I thought that, and this may be just be me just being like in a position to where everybody around me has network capabilities, right? So this is probably calling out on my ignorance at the moment. But it says that despite the fact that arguably the most important part of the game would still be playable without the without the PlayStation Network account linking, which is just specifically the multiplayer aspect of the game. So they said that you could play the other portion of the game without PlayStation Network, PSN, but this one, hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. But which is crazy because I'm surprised that they went with this. Helldivers 2 had this same issue not too long ago. After the release of Helldivers 2, they were like, well, since we got all these people on here, let's try to see if we can get people to sign on to their PlayStation networks. And the people who already got it, I think they said May 6th was the last, May 6th. From then on, if you were to start Helldivers 2, you're going to have to use a PSN. And then I think they gave to the beginning of June or something like that, beginning or middle of June, for the remainder of people who already have been playing it to then switch over and transition over to a PSN. But that gave them a huge backlash, and people start going to Steam and review bombing them to overwhelmingly negative.
Crazy.
So yeah. So Gamsley, I'm going to ask you, how do you feel about PlayStation requiring a PlayStation Network specifically for the multiplayer aspect of the game?
Well, it's crazy. When all this was going on, I think this was one of the most interesting thing, like the X sphere has taught, like us influencers or some YouTubers and other people on the internet. This was interesting because it really did something good, right? It brought light, like these little wars going on in X brought light to this specific problem where it was just like so random, right? It was like, what the hell? People don't actually have access to PSN accounts throughout all these countries. It was so weird and shocking to me. So this is good that it's in the light and it's been shown, and Sony is now paying attention to it, and they know we're paying attention to it, which this is really good stuff for us to push, right, and to advocate for those countries to get access to whatever accounts they need, or maybe networks, whatever, or push Sony towards that infrastructure. But yeah, when the Helldivers thing was happening, which was the funniest thing to me, I kind of knew. I was like, man, what's going to happen with Ghost of Tsushima, right? If there's this much pushback already on this thing, what's going to happen with Ghost? And I told the panel, I was like, man, if they would have just got ahead of it, right? If they would have just said, look, guys, PSN, you're going to have to log in to play this on Steam. And by the way, that's why I'm so skeptical about Steam players going to PlayStation stores and Square Enix stores, because this exact thing, they're hardcore. I was like, all they had to do was just be upfront and say what they were going to do with Ghost of Tsushima to Helldivers, right? And it would all have been avoided. If they just said, hey, you get trophy support by doing this, you get this interface by doing this, and you also get this other stuff, connecting with friends and all this stuff, and then they kind of hide it and disguise it like that, it would have went good. But Helldivers actually put light on it, so people were like, oh shit, our Ghost game, like Ghost of Tsushima, like what's gonna happen to these other countries or these other places? What's gonna happen? And I think this is Sony being like, oh crap, we can't have a Helldivers 2 thing happen again, so let's get ahead of it and be like, yeah, these places, you can't do it, or cancel it now, or whatever. Like, they're just getting in front of the chaos here. I think it's a good move from them, specifically, because this stuff takes time to correct and fix. A little bit con artisty, but you know, it's business, and it's something that's gonna happen or have to happen eventually.
Mhm.
And Microsoft has the same problems in certain areas too. So I don't know. I'm shocked by this stuff. Really, the whole thing, everything. I'm gonna let you guys talk, and I'll jump in with more thought later because that's how I work. But yeah.
No, definitely, man, definitely. Before I toss it to you, Scale, let me go ahead and throw this on the screen, man. Tokyo Trey said, anything about Japan, holla at me. I got you. Squad.
Yeah.
Tokyo Trey, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to their streams too. Go check those guys out.
Lucky You Japan, I believe it's called.
Well.
All right. Heck yeah. Sappho. Thoughts on Square's Western and European arms getting hit with the bulk of layoffs. Sorry I got here late. Ooh. Wow. Now this one's huge because I think here in the West, maybe it's not. I don't feel like Square has as big of a presence, maybe, because have you ever seen a Square store ever anywhere here in America? Like ever?
Nah, it's not
You know
that
what I mean?
popular like that. I don't believe.
No, yeah, this I think, are we talking about Sappho's comment here?
Yeah. You see it?
I think, yeah, I think they're talking about, what do we think about like Square shuttering some Western studio, like the teams in the Western like studios and all that stuff, like trimming the fat of studios. I think that's what they're talking about. Yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm speaking on too, because like say for instance, if they have a strong like Japanese presence, right, that would be the last place that you would probably shutter and have a ton of layoffs. If you have a solid presence in Japan right now, it would be the last place. So yeah, that's where I was trying to get. What do
Can
you
we
have,
actually
Gabriel?
put aside? Can we put this one aside after we do the other? Like we continue the topic, because I think this is this we could go long on. I think.
Okay.
Or do you want to just answer right now?
Nah. Well, we can keep it for later if you want to. If you want to
Yeah,
talk
let's
about it
keep
later.
that for later. Zaffo, if you could stay here a little bit longer, we'll deep dive into that one because that's cool. That's a cool question.
That is cool.
Definitely. But no, I just wanted to get to that really, really quick. But did you have anything else that you wanted to say, Gamsley? On the
No, I'm gonna let you guys talk on it because again, that's just how I work. I get my thoughts cleaned up, but yeah, this is
Sure.
I like that it's in the light. It's weird, and I'm sad that people don't get to actually, get to play this game because of weird things. But yeah, at least the light is shown on the tactics here. So yeah, quick
Like
pivot for
Skellington.
Sony and to get ahead of everything, and that's it. That's all I got for now.
So what do you have on this the PlayStation being necessary for the multiplayer aspect of the game, Skill?
I think it's my thing is for me at least when it comes to Ghost, that single player is most important. So if I don't need it to play that single player, I'm gonna be all right. That multiplayer I could care less about. The best part of Ghost is the single player. So the game can be played, I guess. But I understand. Look, it's kind of wild. Okay, so let me start at PlayStation first because of the Helldivers thing. They tried this already. It's crazy that they would do this again. It's like, bro, you guys caused the shit to low-key hit the fan. And I gotta say this too. Power to the fucking people, because dude, I love that our words are being heard. This is the best part about this, is that we complain, we don't want these things, and they're having to change it up. Or what are we gonna do? We're gonna review bomb your shit. How about that? If it's for the wrong type of thing.
Yeah.
Vicious. But it was a good review bomb, right?
Yeah.
That's where the like it spoke Steam. They review bombed it so badly and brought up valid points that Steam was like, yeah, it's them, like, yeah, we'll give you the refund. And then when money takes a hit, right, that's where people move, right? So good on us. Yeah. Good on Steam too. Good on them.
Yeah. It seems like that's like the course of action for gamers these days, because you saw how people also positively review bombed Hi-Fi Rush too, just to kind of show how much they liked it too. So they're doing it on both sides of the table, man. So it's really cool.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just at the biggest point to me with this was just like I've been saying all year, 2024 is a year of exposure. You're getting called out. The light is shining on the dark this year. So y'all are not getting away with that shit. And I love it. It's like they could just imagine if we didn't get to say anything. All this would just be happening. It would just be happening. Period.
The dark, yeah.
In the dark. We would just obey and go along with it, man. So the biggest point from this is just power to the people, man. Our voice we're the one playing the games. Why are you trying to hoe us? We understand that business is business, dude, but y'all are trying to, and like Gamsey was saying, you got to make it a little bit more clear about why I'm signing up for your account too. It's like, so I'm getting trophies, I'm getting this, and I'm getting, all these things. You got to like make me want that stuff. Don't just say it's required. That's ugly. Like that's just you're not getting me with that, man. I'll be doing research for the podcast all the time, and I get on some websites, they want me to sign up. I'm like, I'm not signing up. That's just nobody.
Yeah, give me your number and social insurance number and credit card. I know.
A pile of your blood, all that, lots of hair.
I'm not doing it. We're already subscribed out, especially let alone if I don't have nothing to do with PlayStation, like I don't have friends, I don't have any ties to them, I don't have a console, I don't have friends with that console, I have no reason to want that account. I don't want that. But if it comes down to me wanting to play that multiplayer and I have to make an account, you could even entice me with saying that you need an account for multiplayer, because I could get that as far as that's how it used to be for multiplayer in general. You need Xbox Live to play multiplayer. Got it. Cool. I'll pay or sign up and I'll get multiplayer. Otherwise, playing single player and we're good to go. But that was kind of like the craziest little part of it to me was the audacity.